Welcome to 21 Days of Prayer and Fasting. Today, we will be speaking about one of the ways that God speaks to us, which is a way that we wouldn't often expect. When we think about God, we often think about one who spoke the world into existence, one who spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai with thunder and lightning. Perhaps sometimes this is how we think he's going to show up to us. But when we read 1 Kings chapter 19, which is an interaction between God and Elijah, we see that God does not always show up with a powerful, booming voice from heaven. For anyone who's ever struggled to hear from God, this should bring a sense of joy. Let's read it together. The Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. When God showed up to speak to Elijah the prophet, he didn't speak to him in the mountains being shattered, or the wind or the earthquake, or even in the fire. He spoke to him with a gentle whisper. To me, the whisper speaks to a relational intimacy that God desires to have with each one of us. He desires to speak to us clearly, but he first wants us to see if he can get our attention by drawing us closer to him. This is the part of the mystery of God. The God that is powerful enough to send fire from heaven, and at the same time, the God who loves us enough to speak to us as a loving Father. Perhaps what God is wanting to do in our lives is to wait until we get rid of the other distractions so that we are able to hear his still, small voice. What a perfect time to do exactly that in our time of prayer and fasting, to give up the very things that would want to promise comfort, and our comfort is meant to come from him alone. I encourage you today to intentionally turn off the loudest voices in your life and to draw into the still small voice of your Father who desires to lead you and guide you as only he can. As we close out today, I pray that you would receive the invitation to sit in the stillness and allow your loving Father who desires to be with you to speak to you as only he can. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.